Hello again, it's Lorna from lornahollins.com and it's great to have you with us once again. Today I want to take you through a very quick tapping meditation or a tapping routine, whichever you want to call it. And I want to talk to you about one of the biggest fears that stops so many of us from just going for our goals and trying to get what we want out of life, putting some plans in place and to really starting to believe that you can have whatever you want to have. One of the biggest fears that just seems to underlie everything is this fear of being judged. This fear of what are people going to think, what are people going to say, how are they going to react. Even turning the video on for you today, there was a level of me going, oh, what happens if people see it? What if they don't like it? What happens if people say things about it? And you know what? Hang it. Who cares? You're either going to love it or you're not going to love it. You're going to turn it off or you're going to tap along with me. Either way, let's take a couple of minutes together to just clear away the whole idea of what will other people think. Because that fear of judgment, that fear of what are they going to say is absolutely killing people's dreams. I can see it and I hear it. And I work with people and it's just start to break it all down and we are all so afraid of being judged. So tap along with me. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Even though I have this fear of judgment, I'm going to choose to love and accept who I am. Even though I have this huge fear of judgment, I'm going to choose to love and accept who I am. Even though I'm really afraid that they're going to judge me, and what are they going to think? I'm going to choose to love and accept who I am. This fear of judgment, this huge fear of judgment that I have, it's absolutely killing all of my dreams. I go to write down what it is that I want, and then I start to second guess. Oh, what are they going to say? What will other people think? What will they say about my plans? I'll start to go, who are you to think that? Who are you to think you can have all of that? All of this judgment. All of this judgment. I know that it's killing my dreams. But every time I think I'll go and do something, this fear lifts its head yet again. Keeps me stuck. Keeps me frozen. On the spot. Doing nothing. And telling myself how busy I am. And then I go and I procrastinate. And suddenly doing the dishes seems very important. Or making the bed. Hanging laundry out. Suddenly everything else seems so important to all of my dreams. And I know that I procrastinate. But it's time to start facing that fear. My greatest fear is being judged. My greatest fear is what will they say. My greatest fear is people judging me. My greatest fear is being judged. But I do wonder where all the judgment comes from. And perhaps it's time to start recognising the biggest critic in my life, the person that judges me the most, is really myself. I judge myself. I look at my goals and think, who are you to have them? I look at my dreams and I think, who are you to think you can have all of that? I look at all of them and just go, who do you think you are? And I judge myself, and I question myself, I analyse myself, I say mean things to myself. I am my biggest judge. I am my biggest critic. I judge myself the most. I am my biggest critic. I blame everybody else for judging me, but I judge myself the worst. But perhaps it's time to stop this. Perhaps it's time to really let it all go and start to take little bits of recognition of what I can do. Just a little bit, little by little. I'm ready to let go of my judgment. I'm ready to see what I can do. I'm ready to have just a glimmer of hope that I can do some of this stuff. A little glimmer of hope that maybe some of my dreams can come true. As I quiet that little voice in my head and I remind myself of all the things I've done in the past. All the things that I can do. Maybe they were only little things. Maybe I've forgotten more of them than I care to remember. Maybe I've just discounted them. Maybe I've put them all aside. Maybe I've just ignored them. Because seeing the great things I do doesn't fit my story, so I ignore them. I'm going to start to have a better dialogue with myself. I'm going to start to treat myself more kindly. Not 100% sure what that actually means, but I am willing to give it a try. Willing to give it a try on what treating myself kindly means. Changing the dialogue in my voice, that voice in my head. How do I change that? I get aware. How do I change that? I listen to it. I change that by changing my language. I change that by being aware of what I say and how I say it. Because I know there's better for me. There is better in my life for me. By quieting that little voice inside. Listening to the other little voice that says, you know what, maybe we can do this. Maybe it doesn't matter what other people think. Maybe it really isn't important what they say. But it's really important what I say. It's really important what I say to myself. It's really important my inner dialogue. That conversation in my own head. I'm going to have a healthy conversation in my head. I'm going to learn to love who I am. Recognise all my traits, all the wonderful things I can do, all the great things I'm able to do. I'm going to recognise them all. I'm going to cherish them all. I'm going to celebrate them all. Lovely big breath, feel that energy moving through all of your body. I just love tapping. The only way I can explain it is it feels like my blood's moving in my veins. I don't know how else to describe those great feelings I get when I've done some tapping rounds. Please use this over and over again. Getting rid of the judgment in your own head, getting that little inner voice, that dialogue, change it around. Don't let it be the loudest voice in your head. Because you have done some amazing things and you've made some great achievements. And okay, not everything's going to work out. But when you quiet the little voice in your head, it gives you so much more chance to just have a go. Have a go. It's been lovely having you with me. I will see you on the next video. Namaste.